Hello, and thanks for joining my presentation. Today I want to talk about growing Christmas trees and a business opportunity I have in Wilmington, Delaware. We're going to be talking about growing trees on a national level, kind of what that looks like as opposed to Delaware, growth rates, projection revenue, current revenue, and really get into an opportunity I think is very interesting and you'll be very intrigued in regards to selling Christmas trees. So right now, growing Christmas trees and selling Christmas trees is a $1 billion industry here in the United States. There's approximately 25 to 30 million real Christmas trees sold every year in the United States. And the average sale price right now on a Christmas tree farm is right around $50. So at 30 million, you're talking about $1 billion in revenue on a national level. There's close to 350 million real Christmas trees currently growing in the United States. So it's really good for the U.S., the economy. We grow trees in all 50 states in the continental U.S. and actually Canada, as opposed to 80% of the artificial trees, which are grown or made overseas. Like I say, right now it is a $1 billion industry. There's close to 15,000 farms growing Christmas trees in the U.S. And over 100,000 people are employed right here in the United States, either part-time or full-time in the industry. This next bullet, we're going to spend a little more time later, but the duration to grow a tree can be anywhere from 15 years to 4 years, or 4 to 15. In Delaware, usually 4 to 5 years we can grow a mature tree, and it depends on how old the tree is when we put it in the ground, and what size it is at a seedling, and I'll go over that in a minute. Some of the most common trees, we have different kind of firs: Fraser fir, Douglas fir, Scotch pine, white pine, balsam fir. Fortunately in Delaware the soils are really good and conducive to growing trees, so we can grow just about any species, which the benefit to that is we can grow the quicker growing species like the white pine and the Douglas fir. They reach maturity much quicker. The quicker turnaround you have per acre, the more revenue you're going to generate. Let's talk a little bit about growing specifically in Delaware. Right now, we have less than 30 Christmas tree farms, over 917,000 people. But we also draw a lot of sales from Maryland and Pennsylvania. People just want to come visit a farm. Research right now is showing a trend moving back away from the Home Depot, the Lowe's, and the Walmarts, and back to traditional farms, especially if they're located in metropolitan areas or right outside of metropolitan areas like Wilmington. Large population coming out to small farms, spending a few hours buying trees, reeds, and whatever it might be. There's a lot of advantages to growing trees here. One, like I said, the most important one is being close to large metropolitan areas. It's a huge market in Wilmington. We have exceptional soils, which allows the tree to grow much quicker, requires less pesticide, less fertilizer than some other areas. And the rainfall, that's a big deal. We get over 40 inches of rain a year, which allows us to not use irrigation, which can be very costly. So that's the benefit there. We get to grow without the irrigation. We talked about this for a minute, but we can grow any species, which is critical because we can grow the faster growing species and keep them in the ground, less time, a better turnaround. In Delaware, there's a lot of support. Just to name a few, the UD Department of Agriculture holds annual seminars and trends, what to look for in Delaware specifically, whether it's diseases for trees, insects, pests, things of that nature, and kind of how to mitigate that. The Delaware Christmas Tree Growers Association, we have quarterly meetings. They talk about, again, trends, what to look for, dangers, issues coming up, things like that. And then we also have a lot of buying power as an association. We can buy seedlings 20, 30, 40,000 at a time at a really reduced rate. A seedling is basically the tree, the baby tree. We buy them, plant them. And when we buy them, they're usually 5 or 6 years old already and about this big, and then about another 4 or 5 years they grow to maturity, or 5 to 6. Delaware Department of Agriculture does a lot of advertising for us in November and December during the selling season. They have an app that talks about location of the farm, how to get there, what trees are sold, hours, things like that. It's a mobile app, and they keep that updated continually. Getting into some of the numbers, the cost of growing Christmas trees. The seedlings, they cost us, right around, we can buy them for $1, which is really a great rate. That's for a 5-year-old. Growth rate, we can usually get them to maturity within 5 or 6 years. Annual maintenance, you have a lot of fertilizers, pesticides, and trimming that are associated variable costs that go into that. So for each tree we grow, we can usually base and grow it for about $3 to $4, depending on loss rates, but usually it's around 3 to 3 1/4. And like I say, we sell them for 50 6 years later. Growing Christmas trees is very green. Absorbs a lot of carbon dioxide and produces a lot of oxygen. At any given time, 1 acre of Christmas trees can produce enough oxygen for 18 people a day. And the trees are biodegradable. You use them for mulch or whatever it might be, as opposed to artificial trees, which once you buy them, people end up using them for usually 7 or 8 years, and they're petroleum based. So it's really hard to break down once we put them or dispose of them. They sit in landfills for centuries. So very beneficial to the environment. Right now, our farm specifically is 20 acres. It's 1,000 trees per acre. We have 20,000 trees in the ground, and right now we're selling right around 4,000 trees per year. Revenue's right around 200,000. Our projected revenue and growth is around 5% per year over the next 6 years. An opportunity rate we have right now, and we're seeking from investors. We can't keep up with the demand. It's been growing and growing, and we only have the 20 acres, so we're kind of at a cap right now. We need more land. We do have an option to buy 20 more acres adjacent to us for $200,000, and we're seeking a $200,000 investment. And in return for that $200,000, it's going to be used for the land. We're going to cover all the costs of planting all the seeds, getting them to maturity, growing them, and then the first 3 years of harvest, you get all the profits from that. So our projection is you invest $200,000 now, and in 7 years you're going to get $600,000 back. Year 5, 6, and 7, you'll get $200,000 per year, totaling $600,000. So basically invest $200,000 now, $600,000 back in 7 years. One critical piece to this, though we've never had a total loss to drought or any natural disasters, if it were to happen, we have crop insurance that would cover the $200,000. So you're guaranteed not to lose anything. In the worst case scenario, we hit year 6, we lose the entire crop. The crop insurance would cover your $200,000. That would go to you. So for your investment, you're not going to lose, and the upside of it in 7 years would be $600,000. The rates we're at, we can use 20 more acres. We cannot handle what we have right now. The region we're at, the population's growing. So we see this as an excellent opportunity for all of us to kind of expand here and grow it a little more. So thank you for your consideration. Thank you for reviewing this and looking at this, and look forward to working with you.